Ah, tax season. That time of year that just brings a little bit of stress for a lot of people. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if filing your taxes could actually be, well, simple? Let's get into it.
So, let me ask you something. When you hear the words tax season, what's your gut reaction? Do you feel a little knot in your stomach? Does your heart kind of sink a little bit?
Oh, yeah. If that sounds like you are so not alone. All that paperwork, the jargon that makes absolutely no sense, the fear of messing something up, it's a feeling that millions of us share every single year. So, when we feel that dread, what do we usually do? Well, we tend to funnel ourselves into one of two camps. Either we hire a pro, or we try to tough it out and do it all ourselves. On one hand, you've got the expert accountant. It's super hands-off, which is great, but wow, it can cost a pretty penny. We're talking hundreds of dollars. On the other hand, there's the DIY method. Sure, it's free, but suddenly you're drowning in forms and trying to figure out complex calculations all by yourself. It feels like this impossible choice, right? Your money or your sanity. But hold on, what if I told you that's a totally false choice? What if there's a third path, a better way that gives you the best of both worlds? This is where the free file solution comes in. Seriously, just think about it for a second. What if you could get expert, step-by-step guidance without that giant bill at the end? This isn't some fantasy. It's a real option that could completely change how you feel about taxes forever. Okay, so the magic behind this whole thing is something called IRS-approved websites. Now, these aren't just some random sites you find online. The IRS itself has vetted these platforms. They've literally given them the stamp of approval, which means they meet super strict standards for security, privacy, and, most importantly, accuracy. That approved part, that's your peace of mind right there. So why is this such a game changer? Well, first off, say goodbye to all that complicated math. The software does it for you. Done. Second, it guides you through everything with really simple questions, kind of like an interview. It's not just shoving a 1040 form in your face. And third, it's completely free for your federal return. Now, it's good to know there are a couple paths here. The source material highlights commercial services like FreeTaxUSA, which often have free federal filing for everyone, but might charge a small fee for state returns. Then there's the official IRS Free File program, which is for folks under a certain income. The bottom line is, you've got amazing options. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? What do you have to do? You're going to love how simple this is. Honestly, the whole thing boils down to just 3 easy steps. First, you just get your papers in order, your W-2s, any 1099s, that kind of stuff. Second, you just answer the questions the software asks. It does all the heavy lifting, putting the numbers right where they need to go. And finally, you give it a quick once-over to make sure everything looks right, and boom, you e-file it. That's it. Seriously. You see, this is about so much more than just checking a box and getting your taxes filed. This is about filing with some real confidence and getting a nice little financial reward for it. This quote from our source material really just nails it. We've all been conditioned to think taxes are this impossible monster, but they don't have to be. With the right tools, the process truly can be simple. At the end of the day, this is all about empowerment. By using these tools, you're not just saving a few $100 you would have given to an accountant. You're actually putting yourself in the driver's seat of your own financial life. You get to see exactly where your money is going, and you're the one in control. And that's huge. And that leaves us with one last, and maybe the most fun, question to think about. That money, those hundreds of dollars maybe, that you didn't have to spend, it's sitting in your account now. So the real question is, what are you going to do with it?